So I have this railroad spike. It's mild steel, which means it has about 20 points of carbon. And in order for it to be I tried to forge it into a knife. And in order for it to be a usable knife, it has to be hard to retain its edge. So I tried to case harden it in a fire. And, it actually worked out. As you can see, these dark areas, I started to sand on it, and I realized, and that's where the light areas showed up, because I started to sand the layer off that was high carbon. That's what these dark areas are. And I took a file and slid it across this knife, and it just slid across the dark areas, but it bit into the light areas, and the light areas like the original steel of the spike. So what I'm gonna do is I made a box out of metal. It's not airtight, but it's pretty close, I think. And I'm gonna fill it with all kinds of organic matter, high carbon matter, and I'm gonna bone and charcoal, and I'm gonna try to color case harden it so I get the nice blue and straw colors. But before I do that, I need to clean up the belt grinder marks. So stay tuned and we'll see how that turns out. So I cleaned up the knife. I ended up sanding it and then buffing it to a high shine. I've got my bucket of water here with the air stone in it that's aerating the water. It's just sitting there, standing by for quench. I've got the knife in the fire. Instead of using that box I was talking about, I went with something that was airtight. I put a lot of effort into this, so I didn't want to play around and experiment. So I just went with 2 1-pound propane cylinders that I cut the tops off so I could shove them together. And I had that stuffed with the charcoal and bone meal and leather and stuff like that. So anyways, we'll see how this turns out. So here's the final product. I can't say I'm really happy with this. I was hoping for the blue and the straw colors. If you look closely, I don't know if you can see it too well on camera, but there's kind of a snowflake pattern in the steel. You can see there's kind of a light glaze over it. When I ran the file over it, it didn't bite into it heavy, but it did leave some light marks. So, I don't know the hardness of the file, but it did skitter over the what I had originally. So I'm a little disappointed with that. So in the end, I just took a blowtorch and heated the steel till it turned the colors I wanted. Kind of the sad thing is that it wasn't colored naturally through the normal process, and the color that's there can be buffed off. I think it comes off fairly easily. I can't rub it off, but it will rub off in time. But this is just a railroad spike knife. It's not a It's not intended to be a functional knife, of high quality steel. So, maybe it'll make a nice showpiece or a letter opener. Anyways, thanks for watching.